Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Dwarf Fortress. To be determined. We haven't really settled on a name yet. So I actually left the Dwarf Fortress open because I can't. It says I can save it, but I didn't really explore too much into it, and I wanted to give you guys time to get more of your names in between recording. Normally I record 2 videos at a time, but I just left it and I said, you know what, I'm going to record the video tomorrow after everybody gets to watch the first video, because I know there's going to be some people that are going to come in on that first video and they're going to want their names in there. And sure enough, there were a few of you that did reply back and say that you wanted a character in. Thank you guys so much. So it looks like with the esteemed leadership of Crundle Thunder, he managed to round up 6 other dwarves who share in his vision, more or less, of the Armakian society that they're going to have. Anyways, so we are in the middle of preparing carefully for our journey to Culturist, although we haven't actually named the fortress yet. So maybe we should do that now. Maybe we should name it. Let's see what we got here. So Culturist means wheel rim. I don't think that's going to do. We need something like religious sounding, you know? Bastion page, control page, wish staff, arch trenches, eagle staves, paint safety, holy tin? No. Maybe if it was holy bronze. But close. Very close. Very, very close. Cobalt plank. Rhyme tour. Bust boots. Fountain tongs. Judgetome. That sounds kind of cool. You know, we're judging the people, I guess. The dwarves who are not up to standard. That sounds fine. And then now we need to name our group. The buff trumpet. The buff trumpet actually is pretty funny. Dangerous lashes. We could just name them the bronze gods, you know, but I also thought about naming them the Ascension, but nah. The Gates of Odor. Nice. Again, I'm just going to look for something that has some sort of a religious, a religious ring to it. The Divine Glove. That sounds pretty good. So we're going to be the Divine Glove is their group name. That sounds great. Okay. Well, let's switch to our items first and get rid of the things we don't need. Our initial embark is probably going to be very, very similar to some of my other videos, but there might be some small differences. We'll see. You know, I always like to take 21 of everything except for wine. I never take these seeds. Prefer to trade for them. Plump helmets. Maybe. We need to add in. We'll bring 1 leather quiver. Just in case maybe we want to do some hunting. Maybe. And I think we'll take all that out. Okay. We need more copper picks. Probably 4. Iron anvil. Let's go ahead and get some dwarven beer. We'll just take 21. That'll be plenty. We need 1 more kind of food. Just take something that costs 2. So opossum intestines sounds very tasty, nutritious, and we are gonna take the thread. Although I kind of wonder if we could maybe get a cheaper thread. Maybe. Where are you at, thread? Probably just already passed you. No, I didn't. Okay. Yeah, we can. We can get cheaper threads. So I'm going to take the one that costs 6 versus the one that costs 12. Every little bit helps. Okay, so we have picks and anvil. We're definitely going to want a training axe. We'll just take, bayberry wood is fine. And let's see what kind of stone we have available to us. Oh, lignite. So it looks like lignite's our best option there. So I don't see any bituminous coal. Yeah. So we're going to want to take some lignite to make coke with. We can get quite a bit of it. We'll just set it at that because we want to have points for our people. Okay, so let's take a look here and see. Well, I guess I could pull this up. So far I have requests for somebody that wants to be a grower or brewer, another one that wants to be either a furnace operator, or a smith. We have 1, 2, 3 that don't care. Crundle Thunder is going to be the expedition leader, and then we have somebody that wants to be the bookkeeper. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to need, I'd say, 4 miners. So we'll go ahead and get that in. And then we need we're going to need a carpenter. And we can pair up carpentry with maybe, what could we put with carpentry? Probably, let's say brewing would be fine. And then we need a mason. And with the masonry is going to be really, really busy. So we can put cooking with that, because we won't be doing any cooking for a while. And then we need probably, I want to take an armor smith, because I always like to have an armor smith with me. And with now the armor smith won't be getting used at all for a while, so we could put the armor smith with, let's see, farming. We could, or we could make the armor smith our doctor, and then basically they would just be doing a lot of hauling most of the time. We also need, we could give them 1 rank of building designer. And then maybe take armor smith down to 9. And then get the 5 different medical skills, maybe. Wound dresser, diagnostician, surgeon, bone doctor, suture. Okay, so that leaves these guys. So we can do miner. No, that won't work at all, because miner, woodcutter. We need a woodcutter, and woodcutter can't be with miner. It can be, but it's foolish. It's foolish. Actually, armor smith and woodcutter would make a lot more sense. So we can take this out of here. And what we'll do is, actually we will keep the 1 point in building design here. And then we'll do like this. I'd rather have somebody that was a 9 in woodcutting than a 9 in armor smithing. The reason that you can't have, you guys don't know that you don't want to have a miner and a woodcutter on the same person is because they can only have either a pick or an axe. They can't have both. So if you have somebody that's swapping time between woodcutting and mining, it gets a little bit weird. They start leaving things just around everywhere. Okay, we have a carpenter, we have a mason. Not worried about any of that. We do need a mechanic. And we do need a grower. Man, do I really want to make one of my miners a grower too? I mean, I don't know. I mean, this person's going to be awful idle. I'm going to have a carpenter be the grower. I'm going to have you be the brewer. Because I got to think about, you know, my starting 7, we don't want anybody that's just going to be, you know, sitting around a bunch. We do like to have extra labor around, but not to the point where it's always just the same person. It's better if it's, you know, kind of swapped in and out. And I don't really want to have to take a miner off of mining to put them just on farming, if that makes any sense. Okay, do we have a cook? We do have a cook. We have a cook and a brewer. We probably could get by without the cook, to be honest, but let's see what else. Is there anything else we want to do? I mean, we could give somebody some combat skill. You know, it would make sense. I mean, it is, you know, Crundle Thunder after all. But Crundle Thunder is also our expedition leader, who's normally our broker. We could say that maybe he's rusty. Like that's our RP in on it. You know, it's taken him time to gather these people around him. Weren't they macemen? So we could go macemen like 8. And then 1 in Judge of Intent, 1 in Appraiser. And then this last person will be the miner slash organizer, record keeper. So that's our bookkeeper. And then we'll give them... we're doing a lot of mining. Nothing else that really just jumps out at me here. Liar. It's always a good skill. We could do weaponsmith. We could give them a few ranks of weaponsmith, just in case we don't get a weaponsmith. Could also do bowyer. I think that'll be fine. Okay, let's just check it over again. So we still have 278 points that we're going to spend. We have 45 units of food. That's good. We have 63 units of drink. We have an anvil. We have 4 picks. We have a training axe. I guess we need to get a mace. Of course it's a bronze mace. That's all that he has left of the Bronze God's days is just his bronze mace. I'll have to assign it to him. It's funny. And then so that leaves us 193 points. You know, I'm tempted to go ahead and take a mating pair of llamas with us for our llama farm, just so we can, you know, get started. Man, they're expensive though, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we'll just go ahead and take our normal dogs. So we've got, we'll just take a mating pair of dogs. Yeah. We want 1 dog One male, one female, and we want one male cat for vermin. And then that gives us the rest of this for lignite, I guess. So that'll be a good amount of coke. It's not as much as if we had bituminous coal, but it's still a pretty good amount. Is there anything I'm missing here? Huh. Could always drop the anvil and take more lignite. Chances are the first caravan is going to come through with an anvil anyways. They probably won't bring lignite. Shit, let's gamble. Let's gamble a little bit. Seems a whole lot more likely that they'll have an anvil than that they'll have fuel. Oh shit, I almost did forget something. I almost forgot the plump helmet spawn. So let's load up the rest of this with plump helmet spawn for our farmers. I think that will do it. We've got some emergency stock of plump helmets. We've got our bronze mace. Nice, nice. Okay, well I think we're ready to embark, right? Right. Judgetome. That's us. Alright, ooh, so immediately I'm greeted by a fluxstone layer. Was this marble? It is marble. There's our stream. This is going to work out really well. This is pretty close to my initial, like, what I had in mind. But I'm not seeing any trees. I hope they're on top of the mountain. Where are my trees? Where are my trees? There are some trees, not a whole lot. So we might have to be hacking into the cavern layers to get some trees. Maybe. Well, this is pretty much what I had in mind. Like, you know, like I said, bifurcated half and half. We have a nice water source. We won't have to build a well. Unless we want one, which we may eventually want a well. But to start out with, we won't have to worry about it. Our biggest thing starting off with that I'm looking at here that might be a concern is because this is already a fluxstone layer, I'm a little worried about soil. Like, where's the soil, you know? I mean, we could irrigate. What's this? Chert. And because we're doing a, you know, like a single layer thing, we can't just willy-nilly mine. You know, we have to actually think about what we're doing here. So, yeah. Okay, let's grab Therapist here. Let me get a capture on that. Like that. And we'll drag it out to the corner. And we need to rename our dwarves. There we go. Boom. Okay. So, we have these dwarves. So we had a request for a grower or brewer to be named Plumpers, which makes sense, you know, plump helmets. So we have a brewer right here. So Ava's, his new name is Plumpers. And then we have a request for a furnace operator or smith to be known as Sparky. So we actually have an armor smith here, who's also a woodcutter. His new name is Sparky. Let's see, we have a bookkeeper. So our bookkeeper was this person here, I think. Yeah. So this is Grim. And then everybody else said they don't really care, except the expedition leader is now female. So posing as a female, I guess, is Crundle Thunder for some reason. Hey, whatever makes him happy, or her, sorry. Crundle Thunder. Sister Crundle Thunder. And then we have, let's see what we got left. Let's go ahead and do that. So this person, the Mason Cook, is going to be Giraffa. And then we have, let's see, who do we got now? This person is a minor mechanic. And they are going to be Gulgnak. And then the last but not least, our carpenter farmer is Shelly. Is it the same Shelly that used to be the Baroness of Cobalt Empire? Who knows? Maybe she's in disguise too, just like Crundle Thunder. Alright. So, switch back over now. Got everybody named, that's good. Get rid of that. Alright, so, like I said, we're going to have to be a little bit careful here because we don't just want to go absolutely ham on the digging. We're going to be doing everything, we're going to try to be very thoughtful about how we lay things out because there's no takebacks. If we dig out an area and we can't just say, well, we're just going to go down to the next floor, because we messed this up. It's not like that. So we'll have to be very cognizant of that fact. But we do have a lot of room here to work with. So what I'm thinking we'll end up doing is we'll have some kind of like a main entranceway here, and we'll probably leave an area for, barracks and things like that around here, like a barracks and a hospital. So I'm thinking like main entryway, right? Trade depot, barracks, hospital. Hopefully we have some soil somewhere up here that we can use for farming, hopefully. And then I'm thinking like one side will be like living quarters, dining room, kitchen, still, things like that. The other side will be our workshop center. So, but we're going to have to be very, very careful about it. Now, some workshops are going to be outside. We're going to put the butcher outside. Butcher's going to go outside. And we might actually, maybe, this is a thought that I had, was that, I did say that we were going to be doing some above ground stuff. We might actually make our barracks outside. We might build barracks outside, like actual buildings, and not just mining into the side of the mountain and then putting a wall up and calling it good. We might, set down some walls, set down a floor, put a roof on it, and that'll be some good practice for whenever we actually do an above ground campaign, like a real honest to God one. So we're not going to be, like I said, I'm going to try not to use auto labor as much during this, so it could be a little bit tedious at times having to mess around with like specific jobs of people. I can already tell you we're gonna have to turn off hauling on some people here, because some people are gonna be very, very busy and we're not gonna be having them haul at all. Like this person here, I probably should not have put mechanics on a miner. It's probably a bad move because since we're not going to be making, I've taken a stance against mugs. We're not going to make mugs this playthrough because we've made mugs like the past 2 times, and I'm tired of it. I'm tired of just making mugs. It's just, I want to do something different. We're going to try making mechanisms, and I think that might work out better for us. So this person is pretty early on. Gulgnak is not going to be doing a whole lot of mining. So we're only going to have 3 miners going. But, there's always the inevitable arrival of migrants, which will swell our numbers and will give us greater flexibility and freedom with what we can do. But at the start of the game, we're going to have to be very, very, specific about, this person only does these things and hauls. This person only does these things. And we're going to have to make sure that we don't bite off too much. I mean, it's not like we're in a really, really dangerous situation here. We've got plenty of food, plenty of drink. We'll be okay. But normally, I kind of do a bunch of things at once, and we might try to slow down a little bit. Let's see if we have... Okay, so no other creatures. We have... Oh! 2 water buffalo cows. So if we end up getting a bull, a water buffalo bull, we'll be able to mate those. Alright, well, I think this is a pretty good start for this civilization, for this fortress. And if you're watching and you want to get a dwarf in, feel absolutely free to continue to comment on the video below and let me know a preferred name and if there's a job that you would like that dwarf to do, and I'll try to get them in as quickly as I can. All of the initial 7 slots are taken at this point, but you know, we'll be getting a migrant wave before too long, so I can get you in as quickly as possible. If you don't care about what job they do, then I can get you in on the next migrant wave. If you do care, then you might have to wait until we actually get somebody that does that job. So anyways, thank you guys so much for the support. I hope you are excited for the series. I'm pretty excited for the series too. I think it's going to be a little bit more challenging than some of this other stuff that we've done, but it's not going to be so challenging to make me like want to grit my teeth and like, you know, quit or something. So, and hopefully, knock on wood, you know, we have no crashes like we did a few videos back. So I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Until then, game on.